afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us for this month's installment of the Marketing Mini. Today, we will be discussing how to drive lead generation with email marketing. We'll give folks a couple of minutes to join, but we're so glad that you're here. My name is Taylor Kahn, and I'm a marketing associate at Launchpad Creative. We offer outsourced marketing to financial services firms. So today's discussion will really be geared toward how to generate those leads for financial services firms using email marketing. And it looks like quite a few folks have joined, so we can go ahead and get started. Today's agenda will essentially cover the whole process of email marketing and why firms should use this as part of their strategy. So we'll start by how to define your email marketing audience, establish the goals for your email marketing program, build your list, segment that list, measure your results, and then use those results to refine your approach to email marketing. So starting with the why, the most obvious reason to use email marketing is to think about your own workday. Most professionals spend about 30% of their workday on email. So it makes perfect sense that this is a great way to reach prospects and even clients. And that shows in the revenue generated by email marketing, because in 2020, firms that used email marketing, they generated $36 in revenue for every dollar spent. That is huge. It also generates benefits like website traffic that is more likely to convert. So folks that are visiting your forms and your landing pages coming from your emails, they're much more likely to submit their information and become an inbound lead than our leads and website traffic from other referral sources. Also, email is an owned channel. Unlike social media, you are completely in charge of how, when, and why you reach your email audience. Of course, there are regulations that have to do with privacy, such as GDPR in the UK or the CAN-SPAM laws in the US. And for financial services firms, of course, there are compliance considerations. But other than that, no external entity controls your email marketing channel. Also, email marketing provides a ton of measurable metrics that can provide a lot of insight into what is resonating with your audience, what content is working, what kind of CTAs are working, what messaging really resonates with them. All of those questions, you can start to work toward finding answers through an email marketing program, but we will get more into how to measure your email marketing results a little bit later on in this presentation. But before you can start email marketing, we have to get an understanding of our audience. Almost like any other marketing initiative, we like to start with buyer personas. These are semi-fictional representations of your ideal customers that are based on research. So you probably already have a pretty good idea of statistics about your audience, like age, income, their gender, their job titles and job functions, what kinds of firms they work at. And the point of a buyer persona is to gather all of that information into one place, and then also to put yourself in the shoes of that person. You can even make up, like, maybe they are a father of two, or they have a 20-minute commute. Little details like that combined with the data that you have can help you to picture the actual person that you are speaking to with your email marketing. And if you can tailor your messaging as if you are speaking to one person, that is actually going to have the effect of making your messaging more universal to your audience and more relatable. It also will help you center their pain points. What is happening in their day? What problems can you solve for them? If you center that instead of centering your firm and your services, you are going to produce much more successful outcomes. And the goal of this exercise is to tailor your email campaign to the needs of your audience. Next, you want to establish your goals. You can use industry averages for opens, click-through rates, click-to-open rates, and unsubscribe rates as benchmarks for your goals. It can vary widely by industry. So that's why you want to make sure you're comparing your statistics to your peers. And secondly, you want to decide on the purpose of the campaign itself. If we can have all the metrics we want on open rates, but if we don't know what the end goal is of the email campaign, we're not going to get very far. So a few different types of email campaigns that we write and execute for our clients include building relationships, building connections with very personalized content. We also offer brand awareness email campaigns. We promote content, editorial content that's created on behalf of our clients. Also generating leads. We want to entice subscribers to submit their information to give that hand raise, hey, I'm interested, by offering them helpful resources and assets. Email campaigns can also market your products and services, again, keeping in mind the needs of your audience. And they can also nurture leads to pull them further down that funnel to turn a marketing qualified lead into a sales qualified lead. You can build your email list in a lot of different ways, but one of the most successful ways that we've found for our clients is to use lead magnets. So these are assets like ebooks, white papers, infographics. Maybe it's a really detailed original report, research, or study that would be interesting to your audience. It can be a checklist. It can be a how-to. It can be some sort of template for a project that they may be taking on. It can be a webinar or a course. Doesn't matter what the medium is necessarily, as long as it is very relevant to them and it makes their work life easier. Now we're kind of circling back to that idea of buyer personas with the segmentation of your list. So you've got these leads that have submitted their information to you. You have this huge list of people who are interested in your products and services, but how can we further personalize the email content coming into their inbox so that they continue to be interested in the firm and they feel that the messages they are receiving are tailored toward them? First, you need a platform that will allow you to accomplish this kind of segmentation. We use HubSpot. We're a HubSpot partner, and HubSpot allows for users to set up multiple subscription types so that you can sign up for and receive the communications that are most relevant. For example, someone may be interested in a regulatory compliance editorial content, but not so interested in ESG content. So this really gives the audience the power to choose what kind of content they are interested in. And it also is very helpful to the firm that is marketing to them, because it sends them a signal and very clear data about what this person is interested in, so that you can continue to nurture that interest in a particular content area or in a certain product. And then website activity can also inform segmentation. So if you can platform marketing engines and platforms like HubSpot give us the ability to see what pages our prospects have viewed and how long they've spent on those pages. And we can then serve them up email content and lead magnets that are related to those products and services. And again, that's giving us another data point about what they are interested in. Also, too, we can segment by more basic categories, like what kind of institution they work for, what their job title is, right? You may speak to portfolio managers a bit differently than CFOs because they have different pain points, a different point of view. We also can segment by geography, where folks are based. This can especially be helpful for traveling to conferences and setting up meetings when you may be your BD team may be in a certain area. And again, you can segment by how far along in that funnel they are, how many emails have they opened previously, how familiar are they with your firm. When it's as if you're speaking to an acquaintance, right? If it's somebody you've just met, you're speaking to them very differently than you are your coworker who you eat lunch with twice a week. So you can also segment your list and tailor your messaging to your audience according to how long they've been getting acquainted with you. Now, maybe the most fun part, measuring your results. So we can, of course, use KPIs, like we mentioned earlier, to quantify the success of the email campaign. And we can use metrics like the number of emails sent, so the entire universe of the emails that you've sent, how many is that? How many of those were delivered? What was the deliverability rate, your bounce rate? And those two measures in particular can really affect your sender reputation, which it's also important to keep in mind that we want to keep a very clean email list and make sure that we have the proper controls in place so that people who never open our emails aren't continuing to receive emails from us, because that will just decrease, it will increase the bounce rate, decrease the deliverability rate, and they can even increase your reports of spam. So keeping a very clean list can also help with these metrics, as well as creating very engaging email campaign content. Open rates, click-through rates, unsubscribe rates are also very important. And two, that can sometimes get lost in measuring success of email marketing is form submissions or inbound leads, and also deal creation. So those are two to keep in mind as well to really measure the return on investment of your email marketing program. And you want to compare these metrics against the subject lines, the length of the copy of your email, what the offer was, or maybe what the content was, and the call to action. So was it schedule a demo, or was it download a white paper? See which ones of those your audience is most likely to click on. And then also to what segment was that email sent to, because these are going to be different for every segment that you are marketing to. And then we can use that data to refine the email marketing approach. So we want to focus on our audience and then use the insights that they are giving us to improve. I've listed some deliverability, click-through rate, sort of unsubscribe related questions that can be helpful to walk through and evaluating how your campaigns performed. And we will make this recording and deck available after this event. So I won't roll through each one of these, but in addition to measuring the metrics, really ask yourself these questions to inform how you will approach the next email campaign, or even how you can go back and edit an email campaign and send it to new subscribers. So that has been our marketing mini on email marketing and lead generation. We would love to hear from you if you have any questions. That's a lot to absorb in 20 minutes. And, it's certainly from a high level. So if there are more specific questions or comments that you have, we'd love to hear from you. Again, we are Launchpad Creative, launchpadcreativellc.com. If you're interested in our products and services, you can learn more about those there. And thank you so much for attending. We will see you next month for the next Marketing Mini.